I don't recall what worked pre-COVID because that was a long time ago, but certainly post-COVID, I found that putting my prospect through a highly intensive sequence wherein you're doing a lot of touch points in a very short time frame gets you a response quickly. It's either a no or it's a yes or it's a buzz
Just
off. I was getting to that. So
yeah.
it's around 22 to 24 touch points.
Wow.
Touch points could be LinkedIn messages, connection requests, emails, phone calls, text messages, whatever, across 10 working days. So it's pretty intensive. I'm double and triple tapping almost every other day. But for example, the first step is a triple tap, which means I'm hitting them across three channels on the very first day. So it's a connection request, it's a phone call immediately after that. If they don't pick up, it's a voicemail pointing them to an email I'm going to send them. But if they do pick up, have a chat and hopefully they say, send me an email and not, I'm not interested. And then move on to an email that you're sending them. So that's on the first day. Every day I'm calling them just so they can see there's some annoying guy calling them every day. Something must be important. And emails every alternate day, follow-ups, using having the psychology of where you're not asking them for a meeting in every email, but you're sharing something that's relevant to them or you're asking them open-ended questions. You're keeping it friction-free and you're doing a lot more deposits than just withdrawals, which is asking for time. I find that's been pretty helpful to me so far. You could go wrong. People could tell you this is way too intrusive, lay off me. Hasn't happened to me so far. But I found that running this super intense sequence has worked for me. I at least get a response and I can move on if it's a no, or I get the op, which is a yes. It's an outreach, and I'll tell you how I pull it off in the sense that it's not your typical sequence with about 150 prospects in them. My sequences are almost like a moving pipeline of contacts. So I drip in five every day and drip out five the same day. So the five people who've said no or they've ended the sequence, they go out every day, and every day I drip in new people into the sequence. So I'm moving like almost like a pipeline through my entire contact
Letting
list. That ensures one, you're sticking to process, you're being rigid, you're exiting them when you're done, and you can't, if you miss tasks on one day, you're going to have 100 tasks the next day. But the second thing, you're not stuck with one data set. You're not stuck with calling the same 100 numbers every day. Because if 50 of those numbers are duds, you're screwed. You're not going to get any connects or pickups for that particular week, right? And you've lost a week. Losing a day is bad enough as an SDR. So moving through that contact list in a pipeline approach with a short but intensive sequence where there at any point there's not more than 80 people because you can't execute more than that number of tasks every single day. That's why it's been working for me well. And I have to credit my previous VP of sales for this. This was his tip and it changed the game for me. What I think is super critical that a lot of people do miss out is once you book the meeting, you've still got to stay top of mind. You've still got to stay relevant. So sending them, case studies or blogs or some useful information or just a reminder that, hey, we got a call in 2 weeks. Staying top of mind certainly helps that, okay, I have to take the meeting with this guy at some point.